Right, new polls show Bernie Sanders beating all GOP candidates in a head-to-head matchup. It's a national poll, by the way. Suppose Mr. Sanders, Senator Sanders, became the president. What would he do to our money? Economist Brian Brenberg analyzed the economic plan, and he says, oh, let's see, I've got it here. You say that he spends $18 trillion and raises taxes by $10 trillion, so he's what, $8 trillion out of whack?
You've got a gap of $8 trillion over 10 years, massively increasing deficits and debt at just a time when they're already going up anyway. So this is a double whammy for the economy in the U.S.
If you raise taxes by $10 trillion, okay, spread over 10 years, what does that do to the economy? So
Tax Foundation estimate, in 10 years, you'd see an economy that's 10% smaller than it is today because of that tax increase. It absolutely kills.
10% smaller?
10%, that's a projection. I mean, these are massive. This is the biggest increase in taxes that we've seen since World War II. I mean, this is a huge, I don't think people understand the magnitude of this increase, and the long-term effects can be enormous. Unfortunately, everybody's thinking about the short term right now. How do I get free health care? How do I get free education? How do we get more infrastructure spending? But what about the long term? What does this do to the long-term fiscal picture? It is not good.
Wait a minute. You're a professor of economics at a college in New York City.
Don't sound so surprised now.
No, wait a minute. You just laid out the case against electing a socialist. And you're in an American university. Do you have tenure?
Well, no, I actually feel pretty good about it. I thank the Lord that I'm at the King's College in New York City, but I agree, at most colleges and universities, you're not getting this kind of conversation. And so you have millennials saying, we love how this sounds. We can do this. It's imagination. It's inspiration. But the math doesn't work. The math just does not work on this.
Yeah, but you've got the freedom to actually say this in an American university?
You got to have facts to back it up, right? But the facts are there's no country that funds these kind of programs that doesn't do it on the backs of the middle class. Bernie Sanders wants to do it on the backs of the rich. You cannot do this. Every country that has the free health care system is using a value-added tax. Middle-class taxpayers pay that just as much as wealthy taxpayers do. You've got to be honest about how you're going to fund this thing if you're going to do it.
His plan does include a 2% increase in taxes across the board.
It does, yeah. It's not going to be enough. He's got a 6.2% increase in payroll taxes, another 2.2% on individual taxpayers across the board. But again, you're talking about $18 trillion versus $10 trillion. You just can't get there with that. There's more to come.
Brian Brenberg, professor of economics at King's College in New York City. I hope you keep
hopefully for the long term.
All right. Brian, thank you very much.
You bet. Great to be here.
All right.